What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for jumping into the video / broadcast today. My name is Danny Cobold, aka Music Vidiots, and we are here at ROCKSTARgames.com. And I just want to go over a couple things here. Looks like Rockstar has posted some new news, so I'm going to bring you the latest news here with the upcoming Red Dead Redemption 2 in sight. Comes out very soon. It is September. After September is October, and October 26th is when Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out. We all know October 26th is the day of time travel within Back to the Future, and we know Back to the Future is a relevant clue when trying to solve the unsolved mystery within Grand Theft Auto 5, the Chiliad mystery. So those of you that are not familiar with that, stay tuned to the channel or check out some previous videos, as I have covered a lot on that topic. So when looking at RockstarGames.com, we can see that they've posted stuff under their latest news section. We have the Vanderlind Gang, right? And some other stuff here. When we click on this, we'll go to read more. We have some information considering the new Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's pretty interesting because all of us that are familiar with Red Dead Redemption and the lore can appreciate some of the characters that are returning and some characters that are brand new to the series as well. So most of you know that I've talked about how I'm going to be doing a Red Dead Redemption playthrough closer to the release date of October 26th, Red Dead Redemption 2. So when we get closer to when RDR2 comes out, I'll be doing a playthrough of RDR, and we'll have all of our lore and all of the game familiar, and we'll do the Undead Nightmare as well. So it's all fresh in our minds, so when we enter RDR2, we will not be, questioning who's that guy, or, oh, I kind of remember this guy. We'll be all brushed up and current with the lore and everything else. What's going on to everyone in the chat right now? How you doing, Adam Black, Crazy Luke, Trippy Dame? Thank you guys for jumping in right now. So it says a gang of outlaws, renegades, and misfits bonded together under the charismatic and idealist Dutch van der Linde. They have chosen to live outside the law and now fear it may be catching up with them. Visit the official RDR2 website to be introduced to the Van der Linde gang, featuring original artwork plus quotes and bios for each character. So that is pretty awesome. We also have downloads that we can get for wallpapers and stuff like that, our avatars and everything for our social club. By the way, if you guys didn't add me on social club, feel free to do so. As you can see, my name is Music Vidiot, so do not hesitate to add me as a friend on social club. So let's go ahead and click on this right here, and we are brought to the Red Dead Redemption 2 page within Rockstar Games. It says the Van der Linde Gang, a gang of outlaws, renegades. We just read that. So let's go down. So now, if you guys look at this, we have all of the characters here, their bios and quotes. So I think this is pretty interesting, and I just want to go basically touch on each one of them really quickly so we can kind of have an idea of what to expect or who to expect this October 26th. So we have Dutch van der Linde himself, and it says, well, his quote is, "They're chasing us hard because we represent everything that they fear." That's interesting. And it says that he is the leader of a sizable gang of outlaws and misfits, idealists, anarchic, charismatic, well-read, well-lived, but possibly starting to unravel under the pressures of the encroaching modern world. Interesting enough. It looks like he's got a damn sharp blade right there in his hands. He's got a couple rings on. So everything that we're looking at right here seems to give us a good idea of what we're looking at when it comes to the game. Is that Mount Chiliad in the background? It could be. You never know. Next we have Jose Matthews, and he's known for the quote, "I wish I had acquired wisdom at less of a price." And he's got a traditional hat on with his black gloves. Looks like he's got a shotgun in his hand. And his bio is a master con artist, gentleman, and thief. Jose has been Dutch's closest friend and right-hand man for over 20 years. Intelligent and quick-witted, he can talk his way into or out of just about anything. Interesting enough. Next we have Molly O'Shea. And she's known for her quotes, "You're playing a dangerous game. You're playing a dangerous game." She's got a nice little ruby necklace or something like that on. She also seems to have red hair, so maybe she's an unsavable. For those Epsilonists out there, Kiflam, brother. And it seems like each person has a different background. Did you notice? I mentioned how that could be Mount Chiliad. Who knows? And then for Jose, we had a different mountainous, area in the background. And then for Molly, we have like dead trees and all that. So that's kind of interesting how they're giving each character a different background. Her bio is a Dublin girl and the object of Dutch's affection. For now, at least. Molly is too high-strung for a life on the run, and it's all starting to take a toll on her. So it looks like she's going to be in the middle of some dramatic situations within the game. Interesting enough. Next we have Susan Grimshaw. She does not look like she's getting enough sleep. And she's got some kind of a necklace here on her, right above her cleavage there. Looks like it could be of a family member or something like that, some kind of a woman. And her quote is, "I swear half of you would just rot in your own filth if nobody kept you in check." She's got a different kind of background as well, still with the mountainous, scenic view, but some, prickly type of bushes here, maybe a little bit of a river or a creek. And she is the undisputed boss and arbiter of justice in the camp. Everything would have fallen apart years ago without Susan in charge. Tenacious and iron-willed, she stands for no nonsense. She ain't putting up with no shit. You could tell. You could just tell. She ain't taking it. Here we have Pearson. Look at this fucking guy. So Pearson is known for the quote, "The people are happy and well-fed. I think perhaps we'll be okay." And he's got, what is that? It looked like a cleaver. Is that a cleaver? I think it is. So he might be the guy that, yeah, look at that. That's a bloody cleaver. He's chopping up all the deer and everything and making the meals for everybody, it appears. It doesn't look like he's putting up with any bullshit either. He's got, what, so like the edge of the forest here, maybe where the tall trees are. Maybe Bigfoot's out there, just like in Undead Nightmare. He is the camp's butcher. Yes, he is. There we go. He's a camp's butcher and a cook. Pearson served on a short stint in the Navy that he likes to talk about at length. A loud, jolly degenerate who is somewhat in denial about the turn his life has taken. Interesting. Next we have Micah Bell. Looks like he's got two pistols here, or cattle revolvers, or whatever they are. And you know who he kind of reminds me of? That one guy in the regular Red Dead Redemption. I can't remember his name. And this is exactly why we're playing the game over again. So we don't have any of those situations where we don't remember who somebody was or anything like that. But there was that guy that Marston meets. That Rickens or whatever his name is. John Ricketts or Rickety Rackets or whatever the guy's name is. He can he was like the known gunslinger back then. I can't remember the guy's name, but he kind of reminds me of him, like the look in this guy's face, maybe. But his Micah Bell's quote is, "I believe there's winners and losers, and nothing else besides." So you're either winning or you're losing. There ain't no middle ground. And it looks like he's got some tall trees as well, some mountainous areas. And his bio is a career criminal and hitman. Wild and unpredictable, but he lives for the action. What was that guy's name? Is it like Lyndon Ricketts or something like that? I think Lyndon is a name. Landon Ricketts? Something like that. You guys that are familiar with the series probably know exactly who I'm talking about. Correct me in the comments if you don't mind. Next we have Charles Smith. His quote is, "The amount of hell we've raised, we're owed some back." So basically, what you do comes back to you, kind of the karma theory, if you will. He's got an interesting background as well. And his bio is a relatively recent recruit to the gang. Charles is quiet and reserved, but extremely competent in everything he does and virtually unbeatable in a fight. A decent, honest man who also happens to be deadly. So this guy knows how to smack some cheeks. You might not want to mess with him. He's got kind of like those Native American necklaces on and stuff. Looks like he's got some kind of a weapon in his hand. I'm not too sure what it is though. He's like loading the gun, is he not? Not too sure what kind of gun that is. Kind of looks like Marston's like half shotgun, that like short shotgun kind of thing. Not too sure. Next we have Bill Williamson. If you guys know Grand Theft Auto 5, we could actually make the same face as Bill Williamson with Trevor as he is in photo mode. You can change the features of their face and stuff. What's pretty interesting about Bill Williamson is he's got numbers scratched into the butt of his gun, to the stock of his gun. You see this? He's got like, 5, 10, 15, 20, 23, 22? He's got etches into his gun. Is that how many people he's killed? I don't know. That's interesting, though. And his quote is, "Don't try anything stupid and we won't do anything unkind." He's in the mountainous area with the background. And his bio is, an ex-soldier an ex-soldier discharged from the army, possibly dishonorably. Hot-headed, he tends to act first and think later, but is tough, dedicated, and always ready to fight. Sounds just like Trevor Phillips. Isn't that interesting? What's going on, Hamayun Ashraf and Zach 2018? Thanks for jumping in, guys. Next we have Leopold Strauss. Looks like he's the bookkeeper or librarian, or maybe he works at a bank, or I'm not too sure. His quote is, "It's a nasty world out there, and it's catching up with us, okay?" We got some birds in the background, more mountainous. I like that every picture is different with the background, though. It is kind of interesting. And his bio is, originally hailing from Austria, Herr Strauss is responsible for keeping the gang's books and running their money lending operation. A serious, somewhat shifty, and unemotional man. He has all the qualities a loan shark needs. So he's the loan shark of the group. We have John Marston here. If you guys don't know who he is, you better just give up now. Looks like he's got the a rainbow of Rambo ammo all the way around him. It's interesting. And his quote is, "Guess about all I got left now is doubts and scars." And he's got that same scenery as that lady? I think that's the first time we've seen the scenery repeat itself. So he's got the same scenery as Susan Grimshaw, the one that don't take no shit. So I think it's interesting at least to familiarize ourselves with these characters so we're not completely lost when the game comes out. And John Marston's bio says, "Once an orphaned street kid taken under Dutch's wing at the age of 12, John has always had to live by his wits. Shrewd, fearless, and strong-willed, he and Arthur are Dutch's proudest protégés." Interesting enough. we'll move on to Abigail Roberts. She's holding what? Is that a saddle or a bulletproof vest? Oh, that might be the thing that sits on the back of the horse. Like a satchel kind of thing. Abigail Roberts' quote is, If there's so much as put one bruise on him, I swear I'll bring the fires of hell down on them. Wait. If there's so much, let me start this over. If there's so much as put one bruise on him, I swear I'll bring the fires of hell on them myself. And she is an orphan who grew up scraping out a living in dive bars and brothels in the West. Abigail is a strong, straight-talking woman who has seen a lot of life and knows what it takes to survive against the odds. Now, we know that Abigail is John Marston's wife, so I'm not sure if they're married at the time of the game, Red Dead Redemption 2, or if they're just lovers, or if they're just meeting. I'm not too sure what we're going to see ourselves in when we walk into this game, but that's pretty interesting. She's got a different background as well. And next we have Jack Marston. Okay, so Jack is born, so these two at least had some interaction. They fought, if you will, and created little old Jack. Little old Jack. Look at those little cheeks, Jack Marston. Look at those little cheeks, Jackie, old boy. His quote is, "Did you catch the bad guys?" Oh, interesting, and he's got the same background as his father, which is the same as that other lady. Okay, and Jack's bio is, young Jack has grown up with the gang, although everyone has done their best to shield him from the more nefarious elements, especially his mother Abigail. He loves everything about nature and the outdoor life and is carefully watched over by his many aunts and uncles. Interesting. Zach 2018 says, Landon Ricketts. Thank you for clearing it up, dude. I knew it was something like that. Just couldn't nail it. Next we have Karen Jones. Looks like she's butch. She might be the lesbian of the crew. Look at that. She is a butch woman, man. Her quote is, "Running scams, robbing banks, screwing over the rich and horrible." She shares a background with I can't remember the guy's name. He was up there though. And her bio is a consummate scam artist and trigger woman who can drink pretty much anybody under the table, bold and full of fun. She loves the outlaw life and wouldn't have it any other way. Next we have Javier Escuela. We remember him from Red Dead Redemption as well. He was the Mexican from Mexico, right? And his quote is, "If we have to fight, we fight. If we have to run, we'll run. If we must die, we'll die. But we'll stay free." And his quote is, "A notorious bounty hunter and Mexican revolutionary. Javier immediately had a strong connection to Dutch's ideals, very committed, passionate, and loyal." Next we have Tilly Jackson. "Most of us grew up hungry and scared and alone, one way or another." And her bio says she's an outlaw from the age of 12, just like Marston. Tilly ran with another gang before joining up with Dutch. Savvy, resilient, and dependable, she can more than handle herself and isn't afraid to speak her mind. Next we have Uncle. We all remember Uncle, do we not? He's from RDR as well. What's going on, Low Temp Gaming? Thanks for jumping in. What's up, Anthony Bill Cliff? Thanks for jumping in, friend. So, Uncle, his quote is, "People call me lazy. I'm not lazy. Just don't like working. There's a difference." There is a difference. I like that quote. I like it a lot. And his bio is, A hanger-on and good-time guy, Uncle is always around when the whiskey is open and never around when there's any work to be done. If he wasn't so entertaining, Dutch would have cut him loose years ago. Next we have Mary Beth Gaskell. She's got some interesting jewelry on, and she's reading some kind of a book. Her quote is, "Gentlemen, I think I've got something good." And her bio is, "A kind, good-natured young woman, which makes her the perfect criminal. By the time people realize they've been duped, Mary Beth is already on her way home with the money." So she's one of those girls that, yeah, completely screw you up. She's the one that'll sleep with you and you wake up in the morning and she's not next to you anymore, and you look in the mirror and her lipstick is drawn all over the mirror and it reads, "Welcome to the wonderful world of AIDS." Next we have Lenny Summers. "Living free out here like this, I wouldn't have it any other way." And his bio says, "Young Lenny has been on the run since he was 15 years old after killing the men who murdered his father. Smart, educated, competent, and ambitious. He is always ready to do his part." So it looks like he's a good guy to have on your side. He's ready. He's ready to do what he's got to do. Next we have Josiah Trelawney. You know what? This guy looks like the guy that they call the devil or the stranger in Red Dead Redemption. He seems to always, he's like a random encounter, and John Marston will say to him something, and this guy will know, like, what's going to happen next, or he'll give him a choice. You know, go and tell this guy that his woman, or go make this guy confess to cheating on his wife, or don't, or, you know, he's that guy that's like, people think that he might be Satan in the first game. This guy looks a lot like him. I wonder if there's any connection to this guy, Josiah Trelawney, or not. And you guys that know the first game well know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that stranger that a lot of people think might be the devil, or some people even think it's God. But it's a guy that seems to be very mysterious, and he seems to know a lot more than he should. John Marston doesn't know who the hell he is, yet this guy knows all about John Marston. And we've never had an answer to that guy from Red Dead Redemption. And this guy seems to look just like him, with that auto beard or mustache, the top hat, a lot of similarities. I guess we'll have to wait for the game to come out to find out. But his quote is, "How can romance ever be silly? It's all we have." And his bio is, "A flamboyant conjurer. Con man and trickster." Sounds like the devil already. Trelawney is a very hard man to pin down, but he's always able to bring good leads. Interesting. Next we have Reverend Swanson. It looks like all reverends seem to be drunk when you're talking about the Old West. "I had real suffering and I lost everything. My vocation, my faith, my family." And his bio says, "An ex-clergyman now lost to debauchery. Swanson has fallen a long way from the standards he once set himself. If he hadn't saved Dutch's life in the past, it's unlikely the gang would have kept him around for this long." Next is Sean McGuire. And his little quote is, "Just leave it to me. I can talk a dog off a meat wagon." And his bio is a cocky young Irish thief and stick-up man who comes from a long line of criminals and political descendants. He always wants a piece of the action and believes in himself, perhaps a little bit too much. Next is Sadie Adler. "Nobody's taking nothing from me ever again." And her quote is, "A widow who is hell-bent on taking revenge upon those who killed her husband, relentless and afraid of nothing and no one, the wrong woman to cross, but very loyal to those she loves." And the last one, last but not least, as they say, we have Arthur Morgan, who is our protagonist of the game. His quote is, "We're thieves in a world that don't want us no more." And his bio is Dutch's most dependable and capable enforcer since he was a boy. The outlaw life is all Arthur has ever known. Sharp, cool-headed, and ruthless, but with his own sense of honor. A man who gets the job done. Very, very interesting. So, as you can see, guys, Rockstar gave us a whole entire list of all the characters that we, I guess, are going to be dealing with, or all the main people, I guess, that are going to be in the game. The most important ones. We have a list of them with their quotes and bios. I thought that was very interesting, and I thought it was good enough to go ahead and make a video to show you guys and at least talk about it a little bit, because if they're giving that much work into this, there should be a lot to notice and to familiarize ourselves with, because I mean, they made artwork for it, they gave them quotes, they gave them bios, so obviously these are going to be important people. Why not at least take a quick look at them, read up on who these people are, and prepare ourselves for next month when RDR2 comes out. Like I said, I'll be doing a broadcast of the game, the entire game of Red Dead Redemption, and then Undead Nightmare right after it. And by the time we're done doing that, Red Dead Redemption 2 will be released. We'll go and bleed ourselves right into that from the original and DLC. And I think that's everything I want to bring up to you guys so far concerning all of this. So that is all of that. Thank you, Pro Blastinator, for jumping in. So we're getting closer, guys. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. Like I said, I'll be doing a live broadcast, daily broadcast of Red Dead Redemption. I'll play through the whole entire thing and the DLC Undead Nightmare. And by the time that is done, I'll plan it perfectly so we can go right into RDR2. Don't forget, I will be broadcasting more Spider-Man PS4, which just came out yesterday. I'll be broadcasting that shortly after this broadcast ends. And on Tuesday, Monday night at midnight, stay tuned for a live broadcast of the release of The Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'll be playing it 4 days early. It gets released on Friday, but I'll be playing it this Monday night at midnight. So stay tuned for The Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Monday night at midnight, Eastern Standard Time. And stay tuned for Spider-Man in a few minutes here on the channel, guys. Thank you. Stay tuned for a lot of new content, a lot of new stuff coming up your way. And all you Red Dead Redemption fans, this is definitely the place that you guys want to stay for everything RDR2. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next video or broadcast. Until next time, take it easy. Ta-ta, and as always, peace.